Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is what I am calling the Blood Moon Leech. This is tied on a size 2 Moonlit 057. This is a 1x strong, 3x long competition barbless hook. I am using a bead up front. This is a 5.5 millimeter black nickel tungsten bead. Tying thread, this will consist of just your standard black waxed thread. Tail material is this wonderful black Marabou. The inner body is a multicolored Mohair, predominantly dark red and purple, but if you look close, there's all sorts of magic happening inside there. And the top portion of the body is a strip of black rabbit. And all that's going to get held down with UTC small red wire. And up front we have a really small front collar. We are using black Peacock ice dubbing. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. And we can secure our hook and bead in our vise. And like all good flies, this will begin but with a single wrap of thread. And we'll just continue those wraps all the way down the shank of the hook until we reach the bend. We're going to be laying down a lot of material, so I'm not too concerned about locking down that bead up front immediately. Let's get our Marabou tail. We'll measure this out about the hook's length, and we can secure that. Right there at the beginning of the bend of the hook. We'll run our thread forward to just behind the bead, and we're going to palm around this Marabou feather just to build up the bulk of it. Excellent. Once that's up front, we're going to take some counter wraps, working our way back, locking that Marabou all the way down. And this is building up the bulk of the body just a little bit. Take a moment, we'll trim off the excess. And this really secures that Marabou down. We'll run our thread back towards the bead. And we'll tie in our red ribbing. Run that the full length of the body. And we'll set that off to the side. Just to keep things clean, we'll rip those little strays off. Alright, let's get our mohair. We want to make sure we tie it in by the inner threads. So let's take that forward a little bit and secure that all the way down. And for the last time, we'll run our thread forward. We'll park our thread right behind the bead. And we'll take this all forward with touching wraps, working the material towards the back, towards the bend. Nice and even. We're going to take a brush and comb this all out. So if it doesn't all completely lay down perfectly, that's not going to be the end of the world. We'll just take this forward nice and even. Kind of tweeze out the fibers as we go along, make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And it's not exactly a thick fly. We're not going for something super big and bulky. What we have in length will suffice. Excellent. Once we're up front, we'll secure this down with our tying thread. Take a couple nice tight locking wraps. And let's go ahead and trim this out of the way. Excellent. Now let's come in with our brush. We're going to dub this out. Really get that all from being stuck and intertwisted with each other. And we're going to pull it to the sides and down. To the sides and down. Alright, let's come in with our black rabbit strip. We're going to cut a 45-degree angle at the tip, run that out the full length of the body, and we'll come here and cut this at a nice 90-degree. The first little bit of fuzz where we just cut, we can go ahead and just strip that off. It gives us some solid bare rabbit hide to lock this down on. Get our thread to where we can lock it down. Here we go. Nice tight locking wraps. We'll lay our rabbit down and we'll pull the hair back and up so we can interlace our red wire ribbing. Separate the hair. We'll just come in, we'll do one. And we'll come in for a second wrap. That way we have one solid full wrap here at the rear. Now we can start taking our red wire forward, doing an open spiral, doing our best not to trap much of the hair as we move forward. Use your bodkin. Brush the hair out of the way, tweeze that mohair out of the way, really get in there and make yourself a nice clean run. Couple more wraps ought to do it. Again, what we're looking for here is nice and even spacing, consistent spiral, similar angle, without trapping too much of the fibers. Alright, let's take a couple wraps up front, secure that the rest of the way down. And we'll trim off that little bit of wire that didn't break off. Excellent. Let's come in with our black Peacock trout ice dubbing. And we'll do our small little collar up front. And if you were making this an egg sucking leech, this is where you would add your hot colored dubbing up front. This is the blood moon tied on the moonlit, so we're going to keep it dark. Couple turns on the whip finish. And we can trim off the tying thread. Alright, we'll come with our bodkin and we'll clean up any of the stray hairs that might have gotten trapped underneath our ribbing as we've carefully worked our way forward. There's not much under there. Get the mohair out. Alright, now with this pulled straight down, I'm going to come in with an angled cut, keeping the material long in front and shorter in the rear. And to kind of blend that in, we're going to come in with our brush. Really hit that dubbing, hit that mohair, brush out that rabbit. Because this is how the blood moon leech is born. So there you have it. That's what I'm calling the Blood Moon Leech on the Moonlit size 2. Here we go. Thank you for watching. Happy tying, and with this one, tight lines.